I'm on top.
Yo,
Yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Yo, what is up? What is up? It's me, it's Keen. We're back. We're in the building with another 7,200 second podcast. And I got my guy, Coach Donte, as always. What's going on, Coach?
What's good? How you doing? I'm ready to talk some ball today. How you doing? What's good?
Good. At least we ain't got no computer issues, but I know I'm gonna be going in and out until we figure this out. I can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, we on the Sports Empire Network today as well. So make sure when you do log in and you wanna, maybe go. I know NFL is winding down, but maybe you got your favorite NBA team, or if you into hockey, or it might even be a concert or somebody in town, maybe WWE, a live event. But anyway, you go to SeatGeek, you put the promo code in SEN, save $20 on your first purchase. But Dante, let's get into the nitty gritty of things here. The NFL this weekend was crazy.
Yep.
It was crazy. It was crazy on Saturday, and it was crazy on Sunday. But we're going to break down all that. But first, you always got to get into the Monday night game. Last night, the Green Bay Packers defeated the Rams 24-12. And they knocked out the Rams. The reigning defending Super Bowl champions have been knocked out. So we will crown a new champion this year on a 4-10 record. Did you see last night's game at all? Did you?
I didn't pay attention to it because I was watching the Rockets last night. I didn't pay attention to the shit bowl that happened yesterday. But I know the Packers won the game. AJ Dillon, I did replay the thing back again. So I did see Aaron Jones caught a touchdown pass out in the flat. AJ Dillon ran 2 touchdown runs. Baker Mayfield threw an interception to your boy Rasul Douglas, who's had a solid year. The Packers, got to give credit to the Packers defense. They did a very good job, and the Packers are not out of the playoff picture right now, but they got a tough game against the Miami Dolphins. I think the Miami Dolphins going to give them a lot of trouble, and right now Aaron Rodgers live to see another day until he's no longer up out of the playoffs. But a disappointing year for the Los Angeles Rams. Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford, season-ending surgery, probably career-ending, is going to open it up a lot for Baker Mayfield. And who knows, Aaron Donald might finally consider retirement. You remember when he won the Super Bowl, he considered it at one point. Maybe this is the year he can consider retirement. So a lot of things went bad for the Rams. Getting Allen Robinson definitely did not work out. The running back situation did not work out. They clearly missed Von Miller. They clearly missed him as well in his leadership on the defensive side on the defensive line. And it was just absolute a shit shell in Rams organization. But congratulations to the Green Bay Packers. They keep their playoff hopes alive.
So speaking of Matthew Stafford, he did come out and say that no, he's not retiring. So he'll be back. But then the bigger question is, if that is all true, what the hell's going to happen to Baker Mayfield?
Well, he probably get him another team. Probably go to somewhere else. I know Baker doesn't want to be a backup. I think he still feels like he's going to be a starting. He wants to be a starting quarterback in this league. And hey, maybe he goes somewhere else. If that rumor is true that Matthew Stafford said he's not retiring, maybe he goes somewhere else where he know he's going to be able to start.
That is definitely true. Shout out to the chat. Had Philly halftime. Got my guy Dante in the building from East Coast Gridiron.
Good.
Jair Alexander and Aaron Donald both got named to the Pro Bowl so far. What's going on, Troy? So they are the first to be officially announced.
Mm-hmm.
And we did say Stafford. He did say that he's coming back. Either Baker can stay, maybe be a backup. I know he wants to be a starter in this league, but he might just have to get to that role that he is going to be definitely a backup. Um, Packers 6-8 right now. Is it possible that they can make the playoffs?
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think they lose to Miami next week. I think they lose to Miami this coming week. I think Miami beat them and put them out the playoffs. But right now it's an open shot. It's an open shot that they can make it until the end. Not going to count out Aaron Rodgers until it happens. But he did a hell of a job last night due to the fact that he did play a bad football team in the Los Angeles Rams. So due to that fact, yeah, he's still in the playoffs. He's still in the hunt. He's no longer in it anymore, and I think they will be, like I say, be beaten by the Dolphins.
All right, so Green Bay's remaining games are Miami, Minnesota, Detroit. They would have to win all three
I don't think they
and
win
have
all
some
three.
help possibly if they still want to make playoffs. Again, it's that time of year you sitting on the hunt, you gotta depend on other people to help you.
Yep.
But yeah, Green Bay has to win all out and pray other people lose. And definitely not a good look there. You think Aaron Donald possibly come back and maybe McVay will be back again? Or because remember McVay was even contemplating of retiring too.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a chance Aaron Donald's retirement. I don't know about Sean McVay. I think it's a chance. I think Sean McVay will coach again, but I may not. I don't think it will be for the Rams. But I think it's a chance that he could coach again. But I will say I would consider Aaron Donald retirement. I think he will strongly consider retirement.
Now Jalen Ramsey, we all know maybe this probably was a down year for him. He hasn't been that elite player that we used to seeing him. Is he could be on a move to somewhere else, or do the Rams keep him? Try to trade him for draft because God knows we know the Rams need everything right now.
I think if it depends the way the team is, I believe they consider trading him. Aaron Donald may consider, like I said, Aaron Donald may consider retirement. Sean McVay may not decide to coach again, and I think the Rams just blow it up. I think the Rams just blow everything up. I really do. I think they blow it up.
That's definitely possible. You get Cooper Cup. You still got Allen Robinson. They don't have a good running game, even though I know Henderson wasn't bad, and then they let him go. And then now they decide Cam Akers is that guy. He hasn't been that guy.
Yep.
Then again, Ramsey, they could trade him to the right team for draft picks because Ramsey is still a top elite player. He just had a down year this year, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what the Rams do. Coming up because they 4-10 again. They've been officially eliminated. They're not doing anything. Because I don't think they're going to get a first round pick because of everything else that they got. They don't get a pick in the first round, do they?
Yep.
So
I don't think they got a first round pick.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, maybe they can maybe trade Jalen to wiggle their way back into the first round or something, or trade for some picks or something because that's just not cool. So yeah, let's talk. So let's go to your list, man. We gonna get it out the way hot and early. We got your list right here. So what's who made the coaches list today?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Y'all know what it's time for. Handy dandy notebook right here. So I did something that I have to do. I actually put a 6th person because I couldn't ignore this performance. I just could not ignore the performance. So what Coach Donte did, everybody, I put a 6th person on the list because, like I say, this performance, if it wasn't for a certain player performance in the NBA, he would have made this list. But I put him on a list as a 6. I put him on a list as a 6th person. So this is what I'm gonna go with. Let me go back to that. I think it was last night. Let me go back. I believe it was last night. Hold on. I believe it was last night. When they lost to Charlotte. So here we go. Let me go to the stats right quick. I should have wrote them down, but I got everybody else wrote down, but I put them on a list. All right. So here we go. You ready for this? All right. So Number 6, Donatas Sabonis. Number 6. If it wasn't for a certain person performance, he would have been on the list. But other than that, it's only one performance that in the NBA that trumped this, and everybody should know who it is. But at the end of the day, 41 minutes, 12 of 29, 12 of 19 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free three-point line, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, and 28 points for Donatas Sabonis last night in a loss to 8 and 23 Charlotte Hornets. He is number 6 on the list. Number 5, I got Zay Jones from the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 5. Had a huge day Sunday. 6 catches, 109-yard, and 3 tubs, including a 59-yard touchdown catch from Trevor Lawrence. Number 4, we go to NCAA men's basketball. North Carolina center Armando Bancotton, 28 points, 15 rebounds, one of the best outside of Oscar Sheway and Drew Timme, one of the best centers in the game of college football, college basketball. Number 3, I got the CAA Player Women's Basketball of the Week. Kia Kench, I don't know how to say her name, but her last name is Washington.
Kishana or Keisha, I know you're talking about.
Keyshawn Washington. There you go. Keyshawn Washington. 42 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists for Keyshawn Washington, the senior out of Drexel. She's from Drexel. She's the number 1 leading scorer in the nation. So Keyshawn Washington gets number 3. Number 2. Remember the one when I brought up Sabonis, right? And I brought up Sabonis, but this the one that Trump Sabonis. Nikola Jokic, the back-to-back MVP. The back-to-back MVP. Now, why is he number 2? Coach Donte, you finna find out why is he number 2. 13 of 26, 2 for 4 from downtown, 27 rebounds. 27 rebounds, 40 points. 27 rebounds. Got every rebound out there. No offensive board. I'm surprised the offensive board gave up. That's offensive boards and defensive rebounds. That's 27 rebounds. Come on, man. 27 rebounds. 27 rebounds.
That means nobody else was rebounding but him.
Nobody else was rebounding but him to get 27 rebounds. You play 48 minutes in NBA basketball. He has 27 rebounds in 48 minutes. That's crazy. That's sick. So if this performance, and you want to say who topped this performance, Coach Donte? Okay, let me tell you something right now. Now, he's from a small school, college football. Have y'all ever heard of a guy named he's a 3rd all-time leading rusher? Have y'all ever heard of a guy named Frank Gore? Have y'all ever heard of him? If anybody haven't heard of Frank Gore, he played for San Francisco, played for Miami, played for the Indianapolis Colts. We talking about Frank Gore Jr. Frank Gore Jr. coming in at number 1, the running back for Southern Miss. 21 carries against the sorry Rice Owls. By the way, what team that made a bowl game with 5 wins? I thought you need to have 6 wins to make a bowl game. They had 5 wins. The Rice Owls made 5 wins and won a bowl game. And they from down here, they down here in Houston, and boy, they suck. They've been sucking for a long time. But other than that, Frank Gore Jr., 21 carries, 329 rushing yards, and 2 tubs for Frank Gore Jr. That is Coach Donte top 5 list. And I will be back for more next week. But I had to put a 6 on that because of Sabonis. I couldn't ignore them.
How many tubs did he have?
2 touchdowns. 329 yards. Yep. Frank Gore Jr. Frank Gore Jr.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That is sorry for the other opposing team's defense. 300. You let one man run for 300 plus yards. 300 plus yards.
329 yards. He went for 329 yards.
What was the score?
The score was 20. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. I think the score was they beat him by 2 touchdowns. I think they beat him by 2. They did beat him by 2. Yeah, they beat him out. The score was 38. The score was 38-24. The score was 38-24.
I thought it was going to be like some type of blowout score. Wow.
He literally carried. Yep, he literally carried the team. He literally carried them. carried them to that win. He scored two long, and two of them
No.
was long touchdowns. The quarterback only threw the ball 16 times.
Well,
Only threw
shoot,
the
he ain't had to do much.
Yep, he didn't have to do much either. So and plus Frank Gore Jr. threw the ball twice. He threw the ball twice. And guess what? Frank Gore Jr. had a total of 3 touchdowns because he had a passing touchdown in the air. He had a passing touchdown in the air.
Yo, that's correct. Yep, yeah. I see why he went on your list. I see it. I see it.
Yep.
Yo. All right, let's talk about this playoff picture here, both for the AFC and NFC here. As of right now, I know we're going into week 16, so there's 3 more games left. But right now, currently in the AFC picture, we got the Bills number 1, the Chiefs at 2, the Bengals 3, Titans 4, Baltimore 5, Chargers 6, and Miami is right at number 7. But on the outside looking in, of course, it's always the Patriots, Jets, Jags, Raiders, Browns, and then even though the Pittsburgh Steelers and also the Colts, they are mathematically still in it. But of course, the outside looking in teams always gonna need some help from somebody. Of course, the Bills would get their bye, and then KC would go up against Miami. Cincinnati would go up against the Chargers, and then the Ravens would go up against Tennessee. Me, honestly, I think Tennessee is going to drop. But anyway, we'll talk about that later on later on a little bit. But out of this playoff picture in the AFC right now, if it ended today, this would be your playoff. Who's winning these matchups?
So you said
it's KC and Miami. We got Tennessee, we got Cincinnati and the Chargers, and then the Ravens in Tennessee. I said right now, if it ended,
so I'm gonna go with KC over the Dolphins as of right now. I think the Dolphins can put up points, but I'm going with KC because of the experience. All right, so then you got then who else you got? You got the Cincinnati Bengals against who?
Chargers.
That's tough, but I'm gonna take the Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals to win this game. And the Ravens and Titans, Lamar comes back. I'm gonna take the Ravens to win. I'm gonna go with Ravens.
All right, and of course, right now, again, this is just right now. This is not final until all said and done. But as of right now, the NFC picture, of course, the Eagles is going to be number 1. We got the Vikings 2, San Fran 3, Tampa's 4, Dallas is 5, Washington is 6, and the Giants is 7. So we got the whole NFC East in this whole playoff picture right now. So the Vikings will go against the Giants, San Fran will go against Washington, and Tampa will go up against Dallas. Who's winning these matchups again if the playoff in the season ended today?
Tampa going against Dallas. That's an interesting matchup.
Would Dallas finally get a playoff win?
I'm gonna come back to that game. And you said the Giants. Play who?
Giants in Minnesota.
I'm gonna have to go with Minnesota. Right, as a point. I think the Giants could beat them though. And you got the Cowboys
San Fran and Washington.
San Fran and Washington. I'm taking San Fran.
Just say Minnesota.
I know. I took Minnesota. I took Minnesota against the Giants.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to figure out the Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's been bad, been really, really bad. So it's kind of hard, man. But the Cowboys haven't won a playoff game either. So
Cowboys haven't been the best either. They've been stinking it up. They winning, but they still stink.
Yeah, I know, but it's just Tampa Bay looked bad all year. The Cowboys look bad for the last 2 games.
But who's to say Tom Brady gets into the playoff and the Tom Brady plays?
What I'm saying, I'm leaning towards the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Tom Brady gets stronger in the playoffs. They have the talent, but I just don't know why they're not scoring points, why they're not scoring a lot. And that's why I understand I can't get. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. I'm just getting the Buccaneers.
And then you got the Lions and Seattle on the outside looking in. I honestly believe. I think that the Lions can actually get in here and into the playoffs. Um, but let's look at the Lions' remaining schedule. So the Lions play the Panthers this weekend.
That's a
They got
trap
the
game.
Panthers, the Bears, and then the Packers. They would have to win out.
Yep, I think that Panthers game is a trap game. That's a trap game. That Panthers game is going to be a trap game. It's going to be in Carolina.
Yep.
Yep, that game is going to be a trap game. The Lions better watch out for that. That game could be easily a trap game because they did beat they did end up beating before they lost to Pittsburgh. Did end up beating Seattle. They beat Seattle, so that game is not going to be any win necessary. I will pick the Lions to win that game, but I don't think that game will be easy. I really don't think it would be that easy to win
And
that
then
game.
Seattle plays the Chiefs, the Jets, and the Rams.
I think they can beat the Rams. I think they lose to the Chiefs. It's a good chance they lose to the Jets too.
So this seventh seed is gonna be crazy because we never know the Giants. They could get knocked out if they lose to Minnesota this week. The Lions surprisingly went out. That would be crazy if they did that and beat
Yep.
Green Bay the last game. Even I mean they can beat Green Bay because they've done it already.
Yep.
Definitely it'll be crazy. I'm actually rooting for the Lions to get in. Just because they started off 1-6 and turned it around in 7 games to go 6-1.
Yep.
I don't know what is clicking in that locker room. Campbell is in there going, whatever he's doing is working. This Lions team definitely did a whole 360 turnaround. And winning ball games, they're a unit, they're competing. You got St. Brown over there. Again, you got DeAndre Swift. Jared Goff is playing well. The defense is actually looking good. Aiden Hutchinson. So watch out for the Lions. I think half of America is voting for the Lions to get in because of how they're playing.
Yep.
And I'm one of them. Like I'm a fan. Like I want to see them get in. Now some scenarios for Saturday. Again, the Bills, they gotta win to clinch the East. Bengals already clinched. The Bengals can clinch with a win or a Jets loss. The Ravens clinch, but here's the 3 scenarios for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore has to win, the Jets or New England has to lose. Then you got Baltimore wins, the Jets or Miami have to lose. And then you got Baltimore wins, New England and Miami has to lose for them to win. The clinch. The Chargers can clinch if the Jets, New England, and the Raiders lose. So
all 3 of them gotta lose.
They need help. And then on the NFC East side, the Eagles have to win the clinch, the East, and get home field throughout. The Giants clinch if Detroit and Seattle loses, Detroit or Washington loses, or Seattle and Washington lose. The Giants will get in. So there's your scenarios for the Saturday games. What's going to happen for teams to get in. Yeah. But recapping this crazy week 15 because it was crazy. It was crazy. We started off Thursday. We had Brock Purdy and the 49ers get the job done against Seahawks 21-13. Brock Purdy, all he got to do is manage the game because again, he has weapons around him. Make sure he plays smart and he has the number 1 defense as well on that San Fran team. Now, here's where the games got interesting. Saturday, again, we had the Colts in Minnesota. Matt Ryan is now in history for a second time for blowing the lead. 33-0. I turned the game off at halftime to watch Jackson State.
I was about to end the stream.
I turned the game off because I was like, oh, snap, the Colts about to beat Minnesota until somebody was like, it's about to be a tie game. I said, you got to be shitting me. No, it's not. I looked and sure enough, how Colts 39-36, the Minnesota comes back and beats the Colts in overtime by a field goal. 39-36. The Browns get it done 13-3 with no Lamar Jackson. I think he might be back to this week. I'm not sure. And then we had a good game with Miami and the Bills. Bills gets it done. And Bills Mafia, them throwing snowballs and everything. Um, Eagles win a game against Chicago. We about to get talking about what's happening in Philly right now. Philly wins 25-20. The Saints win 21-18, spoiling Desmond Ritter's first start. The Lions come back to beat the Jets 20-17. The Steelers beat the Panthers 24-16 with Mitch Trubisky. And the Jaguars with the pick six to beat the Dallas Cowboys 40-35. The Texans competed against the Chiefs. Couldn't pull it out. Davis Mills, damn fumble. With that fumble, um, they go into overtime in Kansas City. McKinnon was like, I'm gonna do it myself. We don't need Harrison Bucker.
Yeah.
Touchdown. 30-24. The Broncos beat the Cardinals 24-15. Another ridiculous win, crazy game. The Raiders beat the Patriots 30-24 when all the New England Patriots had to do was go for overtime. But no, what did they do? They did this ridiculous lateral. But first, it wasn't on Stevenson's fault because he broke the wave. He got through it. It was Jacoby Myers. What don't you do? Why are you going backwards in the lateral? What happened? Chandler Jones takes it to the house.
Yep.
The Raiders win a crazy game, 30-24. The Chargers pulled it out 17-14. The Bengals, they came back and beat the Bucks 34-23. And the Giants beat the Commanders 20-12, even though there was some questionable calls in that game. That meant Washington could have won that game.
Yep.
Pass interference that wasn't called, and then they called the flag on Terry McLaurin. When Terry McLaurin asked the referee, when receivers come up to the line, you look at them, ask the referee. What are they asking the referee? Am I in the right spot?
Yep. And the referee job is to let them
And
know
the
that they're
referee
in the
job
right
is to
spot.
say yes or no, move back, or whatever. No, you're not in the right spot. They can line them up right. He told Terry, yes, you are good. And then now all of a sudden you get a flag and it's on Terry McLaurin and he's not in the right spot. Come on, NFL. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You did that game. What was that game like, Dante?
Oh, the game was crazy, man. Like I say, but again, the referees did play an impact, but again, before you look at the referees, you gotta look at what the team did not do. Taylor Heineke was driving down the field. He fumbled the football in their territory when they were scoring. Matter of fact, Taylor Heineke is responsible for 2 turnovers. He fumbled the ball at the Giants' own end of the goal line, which turned into a scoop and score by Kayvon Thibodeau. Then it was a drive that they were driving. He also fumbled the ball. So you look at that. Taylor Heineke did not play pretty much that well. The defense did all they could. Saquon Barkley got hot, running the football. And then at the last minute, hey, yes, they missed a PI call. They did miss the PI call. Also, the Giants, the referees missed on a Giants face mask as well, but the referees been missing on face masks all year long, pretty much. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at what the team did not do first. And Taylor Heineke was responsible for 2 turnovers, a scoop and score. And when they were driving, he did lose a fumble down there when they were driving. So at the end of the day, and when the game would come down to that last minute, referees gonna let them play. There's some things that the referees ain't gonna be able to see. Unfortunately, it was a pass interference. It was a pass interference penalty. First of all, so I'm not saying it wasn't a pass interference. It was a pass interference. The man definitely kept Curtis Samuel from jumping up. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at what the team did not do right. The 2 fumbles was definitely a difference. Now you look for the referees to bail you out all of a sudden when the team made a couple of mistakes, when Taylor Heineke made mistakes that pretty much cost them the ball game. Then you look at the penalty on Terry McLaurin that drove him back 5 yards, and then Taylor Heineke, the play before that, almost threw an interception. Almost could have threw an interception in the game. So you look at those mistakes right there, it adds up, and now you expect the referees to bail you out. First of all, you got to look at what the team did not do first. What the team did not do before getting to that.
That's a fact. But there is your NFL Week 15 to recap of a wild and crazy uh weekend of football. Now again this week, this Saturday, it's going to be some more um football on Saturday. And of course, the game that I would want to stream, of course, I get told at last second we ain't gonna be home. What type that you don't know how devastated I was. What you mean we not gonna be home? So
Ah!
anyway, Coach gonna hold it down for me. So yes, it's
Yep.
still gonna be on my channel. You're just gonna see Coach Dante. I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, so Coach will go ahead and do that Dallas and
You
Eagles
got you.
game as well.
I got you.
But let's go into the fiction week. But we do have something else. Go to where's that? Contenders or pretenders?
You
I
said
got
what you
five
mean?
teams. You let me know.
How did the referees bail out Washington? Well, I said the Washington football Commanders looking for a better. I didn't say the Washington they bailed them out. I said they were looking for a bailout. They were looking for the referees to bail them out after they lost the fumble. Taylor Heineke lost the fumble, which scored a touchdown, what got the Giants on the board. When they could not move the ball, the defense got the Giants on the board when Taylor Heineke fumbled. Then it was a drive that Taylor Heineke was driving and he lost the fumble on that one. He should have threw an interception in the back of the end zone, which is the Giants defender did not catch. Terry McLaurin had the penalty that backed him up 5 yards, and after that he almost threw the interception. And then that's when the PI happened that the referees missed. And I said the mistakes that happened for the Commanders that could have changed the game. Now all of a sudden you look for the referees to bail you out. The referees ain't gonna see everything. At the end, at that point of the game, the referee's gonna let them guys play. But I'm not saying that wasn't a PI. It definitely was. But the game could have been changed if Taylor Heineke did not fumble that ball. Taylor Heineke did not fumble that ball and allow them to pick it up and score. And then he fumbled the ball when the Washington Commanders were driving down the field. He fumbled it. Them the two plays that kind of changed the game a little bit. Then he almost threw an interception to end the game. And then if the Giants defenders catch that interception, if the Giants defender catch that interception, we're not talking about that PI. We're not talking about that one.
He said, "You right. I'm just still." He said, "I'm just still mad over that game." You know, he the Washington fan.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. Like he did. He said he did miss PI call, but again, the Washington Commanders did not help themselves out. Now you expecting the ref to bail you out with a call, which was a pass interference. It was a pass interference. It was, but the game should have been over. If the Giants defender catches that interception that Taylor Heineke threw, we're not even talking about that. So Heineke definitely made mistakes in that game that costed the Commanders that game.
All righty. So yeah, we're gonna do some contenders or pretenders. Coach, are the Dallas Cowboys contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
Why are they pretenders?
Why they're pretenders? They struggled the last 2 weeks. They should have lost to my Texans. They did lose to the Jaguars. The secondary is bad. They stopped running the football when they need to. They don't run the football when they need to. And Kellen Moore is a horrible offensive coordinator.
You know what, Coach? I'm going to have to agree with you. I don't think Dallas Cowboys are contenders myself. Dak's been struggling the last couple games. Where's this elite defense that everybody's been raving about? Where is it at? Kellen Moore, I think he on the hot seat too. I think if again going back to Mike McCarthy, if Dallas don't go in and they lose again, I think he's going to. I think Dallas might clean house. Now Dan Quinn, he's safe for now, I believe. I don't think Dan Quinn's really on the hot seat like Kellen Moore and McCarthy are. But I'm gonna say they are pretenders. We got Minnesota. Are they contenders or are they pretenders?
They're pretenders. The elite team, the teams that they got beat by was Dallas. They got dominated 40-3. They got drove by the Eagles. They lost to the Lions. They came back against the Colts because of conservative play calling that allowed the defense to play too long on the field. and you only scored 3 points in the second half, and somehow the Vikings got high. I know the record seems good, but when you talking about the 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles, even the Dallas Cowboys, who can be somewhat, you got to beat those elite teams. You got to beat teams like that. If you want to prove that you're a Super Bowl contender, that you're a top tier contender, you got to step up against teams like that. And they haven't did it. They haven't did it. When they actually have to play a team that's actually real physical and real good, they got dominated. They got dominated. So right now, they're pretenders right now.
I'm on the fence. Because when Minnesota's all clicking, they're unstoppable, especially with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook when he's in there, and then they got Hawkinson now. But the defense for me is where my issue is. And then it's Kirk Cousins too. We all know how he does in the postseason in prime time. He's not that great. I'm gonna still say that Minnesota's still a contender. I still think they're a contender. They find a way to win, even though they shouldn't have been down so much with the Colts. But shout out to the Minnesota Vikings for coming back. Still got Justin Jefferson, who's still a dangerous receiver in this league. He needs exactly 377 yards to have 2K. 2K. So that's possible he can do that in 2 games. He can get 160 in 2 games. It's definitely possible for him to break that record. And Tyreek Hill is not too far behind him. But to have 2,000 yards in a season, nobody's ever done that. And Justin Jefferson, and that's that type of caliber receiver that he can definitely break those records. So I'm going to say Minnesota is a contender. We have Miami. Are they contenders or are they pretenders?
I think they pretenders. They're not better than the Bills. They're not better than they're not. I don't think you can question if they're better than Cincinnati. I don't think they are. You still got the Chargers, who can be some type of streaky at times. They can be a good team if they get everybody back. And then you got the Chiefs. You got the Chiefs, who made it to 4 straight AFC championships. So I'm gonna say they are pretenders for right now.
I like Miami. Got Tua down there. You got his receivers, which is Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Again, they got a good running core with Jeff Wilson when he's healthy. Raheem Mostert, you definitely know what Mostert can do when he's healthy. He was ripping and running up against the Bills. That's what happened. Miami ran away from the running game, in my opinion. That they could have possibly still beat the Bills. Defense, not bad. But them teams in the AFC is definitely greater than Miami. So I'm going to go on a note and say pretender as well. This team's definitely a pretender. We got the Chargers. They pretenders in my book. I'll just say the next question. Justin Herbert. Shout out to Justin Herbert though. Three consecutive seasons for 4,000 yards throwing. They got hit with the injury bug again. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they lost Guyton. Eckler can't do it all by himself. Palmer stepped up. Then on the defensive side, where's Joey Bosa at? Where's he at? Darwin, JC Jackson hasn't been in there. They spent this money to get Jackson, and he just got arrested. So now we don't know what's up in the air with JC Jackson. Khalil Mack could only do so much. So the Chargers won't be a real contender until they get a legitimate coach. I think Stanley's on his way out. He's another coach that's going to be on the hot seat. I think he's on his way out. Not hot seat. I think he gets a pink slip. I think he's going to be on his way out. So they definitely are pretenders. And the Giants, contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders. They're not contenders. They're pretenders.
they Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones can only do so much again. But Dak, I'm agree with you here and definitely say that they are pretenders. All right. Philadelphia Eagles found out yesterday Jalen Hurts is questionable with a shoulder sprain. He got the injury running up the middle, and he got crunched by the Chicago Bears defense. Now, mind you, it's cold in Chicago. and you on a hard ass cold ground with 300 plus pounds of force falling on you. But Jalen Hurts is tough. He told Jordan Mailata to get me the F up. Like, get me off this ground. But Donte, my question: can the Philadelphia Eagles still beat the Dallas Cowboys with Gardner Minshew if Jalen Hurts cannot play?
Yeah, they can still beat them. I mean, you ain't lost nothing but the quarterback. The only thing is about it that the play style, the playbook may change a little bit. They definitely got to go more run than what they did. They definitely got to do that. You still got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith out there. You still got the weapons. If you got one of the best offensive lines in football, so you still could get it done. You still could get it done. They're gonna give him some time in the pocket as well. So he gets some times. He has potential to get it to the receivers. And I want to lay one message to. I said it on Twitter. I did post it on Twitter. But if the Eagles were to lose this game, which is I do got to win it because I did change my pick. I know I had the Dallas Cowboys earlier. I don't like the way the Cowboys been playing the last 2 games. So I do got the Eagles to win this game, even with Gardner Minshew. I don't want to hear any excuses about Jalen Hurts being out. Because the Cowboys couldn't get the same excuse. They couldn't keep the same energy. Cowboys couldn't get the same excuse. Exactly. Cooper Rush was 4-0, and the Cowboys fans were saying Dak was out. They didn't play them with their best quarterback, which is true. But you can't hold that to no excuse because he was 4-0. So at the end of the day, if the Eagles won't allow that to happen, then, hey, you can't allow that to happen. So even if Jalen Hurts doesn't play, if the Eagles somehow, lose this game, which is
because I'm gonna be like, because I'm gonna be on it, like, nope.
Yep, you can't have that same excuse. You got to keep the same. Even if Jalen Hurts does somehow play and he's hurt, or people, how people, he was hurt, he wasn't 100%. Well, he shouldn't have been out there. He shouldn't have been playing football. He should have been kept out. So at the end of the day, you guys are 12-1, so you can afford if he's not all the way 100% to send him out. But I just don't want to hear the excuses because I know some of these other fan bases gonna say, "Oh, Jalen Hurts wasn't playing football. Oh, he was hurt." Well, if he was hurt, he shouldn't have been out there. But if he's out there, you still got AJ Brown, you still got Miles Sanders. Just run the ball. You still got Devontae Smith. You still got your receivers. Dallas couldn't get that same excuse, so you can't have. So the Eagles fan base can't have that same excuse. They can't have that same excuse.
We get Dallas Goedert back, and I believe Blankenship might be back too. So, oh boy! And another thing,
anybody say that, I'm gonna shut it down. You can't have that same excuse because Dallas couldn't get it.
And another thing, T.Y. Hilton. Yes, I am coming at you, sir. T.Y. Hilton, you ain't got no nerve to be talking no type of trash. When's the last time you played football? When's the last time you suited up and had a helmet on? T.Y. Hilton going to say, so T.Y. Hilton found out that Sunday morning he wouldn't play against the Jags, and he feels physically ready, and schematically he's ready to face the Eagles. So he said he's going to bring a Cowboys to a vertical threat, and he said, and I quote, "I can still run. If you think you just going to come up here and play press man to man and not get ran by." T.Y. Hilton, are you really saying that the Eagles secondary is trash and that they're not going to stop you? Cut it out. Stop it.
T.Y. Hilton, now read the quote again. Read the quote again.
He said, "I can still run. If you think you just going to come up here and play press man to man and not get ran by."
I don't know. Like, it's 2 ways of that. Is another way that he could be saying, like, if they gonna come up and think he ain't got it no more, that he can't run by anybody no more. So at the same time, it could be, but at the same time, he's saying, like, if you trying to play press man on me and jam me at the line of scrimmage, I can still run by you. I still have the speed to run by you, but it can be both ways. He just basically reiterating saying he still has the speed to go by you, just to run by you. If you're trying to press him up at the line.
All right, and staying on Dallas, since we are talking about Dallas, of course, Dallas loses to the Jags in overtime with that pick 6. Now, Jerry Jones, it's not a Dallas conversation if we're not talking about Jerry. Jerry Jones stated Dak Prescott played outstanding. Do you agree or disagree how he played his performance
Man,
in the Jags game?
like I said, I agree with him. I thought he played good. I thought he played solid. He played solid. The only thing you can take away is the one interception, which wasn't his fault. That was Noah Brown's fault. But he threw a couple of touchdown passes that was right on the money. He played solid. He played pretty good. So the interception wasn't on him. If you're Noah Brown, you got to catch that goddamn football. If you catch the football, then nobody is talking about this kind of performance for Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott didn't even play bad. He played solid. He played a solid game. Dak Prescott played a solid game. He didn't play bad as everybody think he played. He threw an early touchdown pass early in the game, right on the button, and he played. He threw a kind of like a flick touchdown pass early on. Then he threw one to Noah Brown, which is he caught in the end zone. So Dak Prescott, the only thing about it was that one interception that actually wasn't his fault. So he played good, man. He didn't play bad at all. That Prescott wasn't bad in that ball game. So again, that's the only thing you can take away is just the interception that he really threw him. Now, but look what he went. He threw two interceptions early on. He played a solid game. He was okay. It was okay.
Dak Prescott, he was 20 or 30. And if he throws over more than what we said, 40, they're not
40.
winning.
He doesn't, they don't win. Yeah.
256 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He did get sacked 3 times. Noah Brown actually did have 2 touchdowns in that game already. CeeDee Lamb, 7 catches, 126 yards. Tony Pollard, 75 yards, and then Zeke had 58 yards. But this defense.
Then a defense
500 yards.
That's the reason why they actually lost. That's the reason why they actually lost the game. That defense giving up over 500 yards. That's the reason why they lost.
So Dak has thrown an interception in 4 straight games. Hold on, I got another quote. I got another stat. Hold on, I got it. I gotta find where I put it. Crap. How you doing? Oh man. Yeah, I had the whole stat and all. Hold on, let me did I delete it by accident? Because I had to screenshot it. Matter of fact, I know where it was at. I'm gonna just go get it, look for it. I know. Leave me alone. Here we go. I found it. So this is coming from Dan Orlowski. He said it's not, well, actually, Dominic Foxworth said it. It's not about Dak becoming something that he isn't. It's about him playing to the level he has for years. He's thrown 9 interceptions versus his own, and that's forcing the ball pressing, and 7 of them in his own territory, putting the defense in really tough spots.
Yep.
What's going on, Rap? Appreciate
what's going on, Rap.
What's going on? So Donte, who should be held accountable? Is it Dak or is it the defense? Or is it Kellen Moore? Or is it everybody?
Well, with Kellen Moore, you can put some blame on him for the bad clock management that they had later in the game. But this defense gave up 500 yards. You had your cornerbacks, Joseph, on the island. You had the cornerbacks on the island for them to get beat, beat down. And Zay Jones had a field day versus Kelvin Joseph. So this is what you call Dak Prescott, the bad play calling by at the last second by Kellen Moore in this defense, giving up 500 yards of total offense when this offense scored 34 points. So if you want to blame the defense, I wouldn't be mad. But like I say, you can. It's the combination of the defense. They gave up 500 yards of total offense to the Jaguars. So again, hey, you just got the defense. You can blame Dak. I wouldn't be mad. You can blame Dak. You can blame Dak as well. And like I say, again, this defense gave up 500 yards. You cannot ignore the way this defense played.
I hope they both lose. And Rap wants the Eagles to beat the Dallas Cowboys 55-40 for 14.
Mhm.
Um, you gotta blame defense there. It's 503 yards. That's a lot. That's a
Yep.
lot. That's a lot of yards
That's
in
running
the
and
air, in the
passing.
ground.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Um, Kellen Moore, of course, he gets some type of blame because he's the one calling the plays. Dallas went away from the running game. You have two good running backs. Of course, Mike McCarthy is gonna be Mike McCarthy. Dan Quinn, he gets a little bit of it. Um, but does that get unfairly criticized?
At times he does. At times he does. He get unfairly uh criticized. At times. At times. It's unfair. At times. A lot of people
Not a
make it seem
tie.
like that Dak is
Would go crazy if this game ended in a tie.
I mean, just imagine. I mean, I'm just saying it's not that Prescott fault all the time, but he's the quarterback. He's going to get blamed anyway. A lot of people still think that Prescott is a bum, which I don't think he's a bum. I think he's an okay quarterback, a solid. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a very good quarterback, or I don't think he's elite. I think he's in that top 12 to 15 range still of quarterbacks in the league. So I think Dak can still get it done with the right pieces and with the right pieces around him. I mean, he got receivers around him. They just need to catch the ball more consistently, and the defense needs to stop some goddamn body. They don't stop nobody consistently.
It was supposed to be this elite defense. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. They didn't sack. Did they sack? No, did they? I don't think they even got the Trevor Lawrence, did they?
I don't think they did.
Did they sack him? And I think they said they didn't sack nobody on Houston either. So two
They
straight
didn't.
games.
Tunsil shut down Michael Parsons. He shut him down. One on
So
one.
two
Tunsil
straight
shut down
games.
Parsons. One on
You
one.
don't sack nobody. All right. So Donte says Kurt Warner broke down tape on Dak. He said he has a talent to be top 5. He's too inconsistent, but his arm talent is amazing. Play calling and defensive reads are bad. It was interesting. All right. So there's Kurt Warner. You know, he's a Pro Bowler, Hall of Famer, breaking down Dak Prescott. If I'm not mistaken, let me go back and look. Did Trevor Lawrence get hit? He got sacked one time.
Oh, he got sacked. He probably got hit. He probably got hit, but he
No, they sacked him once. They sacked him once. Michael Parsons had one sack. Kurt, I trust most definitely. If any quarterback that's going to be looking at film, that's definitely going to be Kurt Warner. Eye in the sky, don't lie. Nope. So you're picking the Eagles to win this game, correct?
Yeah, I'm picking the Eagles to win this game, but I think it will be a close football game. I think it will be really close. It depends. If Jalen Hurts still plays, I think it will be really close. I just don't want to hear no Eagle fan come out and say if Jalen Hurts plays or don't play. I don't want no excuses, especially if he don't play. Dallas Cowboys did not get that excuse when they lost with Cooper Rush, and now all of a sudden you want to flip the energy around and want to say because of the reason why the Eagles lost because of Jalen Hurts ain't play. You don't get that same excuse. You don't get that excuse. You got to keep that same energy. Or if he does play, I know some of them gonna say, "Hey, he's on a bum shoulder. He's still out there. He's still out there playing. He's good enough to go." So you don't get that excuse. You don't get no excuses. You don't get that.
All right, so we gonna move on to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I know Lamar didn't practice. I don't think he practices again today. But can Lamar Jackson save the struggling Ravens?
Can he say the struggling? Well, like I said, I think they would do enough to make the playoffs, but you don't got a good receiver on a team. The receivers, Rashad Bateman is always hurt. You can't always rely on, your tight ends, Isaiah Likely, who's been playing better, and, Mark Andrews. And you're not going to be able to run the ball consistently against everybody. So I think the rate and Deshaun Jackson is pretty much out of his prime. So again, he needs some receivers. Lamar Jackson needs someone that he can throw to, but for the time being, I think he can just do enough to get him in the playoffs. He can just do enough to get him in the playoffs.
and Duvernay go on a injured reserve list, and they bring back Sammy Watkins. Not a big receiver. He's always injured too. Where's D-Jack at? What happened to Deshaun Jackson helping out Lamar Jackson? Where has D-Jack been?
I just think he just passed his time. I just think he just passed his time. I just don't think he's the same Deshaun Jackson anymore. I just don't think he's really the same guy anymore. He ain't that younger, fresh Deshaun Jackson anymore. That's all it is. And I just think it's time for they need to either draft receivers or they need to go in free agency and get another receiver.
Do you think Lamar is walking if
I don't think the Ravens going to let him walk. I think they're going to find a way to pay him. But I think it will be tough to negotiate with him because he is his own agent. So whatever he wants up out of them, I think if the right deal doesn't come, he will consider it. But I don't think the Ravens will. I don't think the Ravens will let him walk. Ravens would be stupid to let him walk. They will be stupid to let him walk. And he is his own agent, so it'll be tough. He's his own agent.
He's not gonna get that Deshaun Watson type of money. I think
I don't think he will. I'm not saying he's gonna get that type of money, but it will be over 200 million. It will be 200 million. Trust me, it will be 200 million. It will be that at that point.
If the Ravens get, like you said, receivers. If Bateman comes back healthy, because Bateman was balling for a minute. He was balling until he got hurt. Duvernay is not bad, but he just needs to throw someone else besides his tight ends. He's showing you he should have taken the previous contract. He's a liability. I agree there. They offered him a contract. He said, yeah, Duvernay was great. He was having a good season.
Yeah, Duvernay is great, but I don't think you can rely on him down the stretch when you need a big play. Duvernay is as far as great, far as running, screens and jet sweeps, kickoff return. He can play some receiver, but I don't think that's the one that you're gonna rely on when you need someone to go to. But he has been solid this year. He has been having a solid year.
Yeah. And the running backs, they've been injury prone as well. Their defense has been shaky the last couple games. They've been struggling. But I don't know. Even if Lamar does come back, I still don't know if they can be saved. If Lamar is out again,
I think they can make the playoffs. I think they do enough to make the playoffs, but I just don't think they go farther. I think they probably lose. They lose. I think if they play the Titans, I think they can beat the Titans. I really think they can beat the Titans, but I don't think they beat anybody else going further.
Baltimore. They have, who is it? The Bengals, Pittsburgh again. No, so it's the Falcons. Yeah, Pittsburgh and the Bengals again.
I think they beat the Falcons. They play Pittsburgh at home.
Pittsburgh is, yes.
Okay. I think Pittsburgh can come in out tough, but I would give them Pittsburgh, and I think they lose to the Bengals. I think they get beat by the Bengals.
Because I don't know if Lamar practiced. So I haven't heard anything. But if let's just say Lamar can't play these last 3 games, can Tyler Huntley do it?
He hasn't shown that he can do it, but I think I can expect they can beat the Falcons. They should better beat the Falcons, but then again, I don't know. I don't know if they can beat the Falcons. I don't know about that. You couldn't beat the Browns, but the Browns I would give them an edge over the Falcons. I would give the Browns. I think they're a better team than the Falcons. So I would say Tyler Huntley, if he does play, they should better beat the Falcons. They should better
saying that Jackson's return date is Saturday against the Falcons. League sources tells ESPN Adam Schefter it remains to be unseen whether increased scoring will return with him. So he should be back Saturday against Atlanta. Then we'll see what that knee does. Is he going to be able to run, or is he going to be forced to throw in the pocket? No, ECG. He's a Jaguars fan, but he just knows football. He just loves the game. Can the Jags win the division? Can the Jags win the AFC South?
Yes, they could. Yes, they could. I think they could. I think they could do it. I think they're gonna beat the Jets Thursday. I think they're gonna beat the Jets Thursday. And I think they can beat. They already own a win against Tennessee. They play them again. I think they're going to beat Tennessee, and I think the Jazz will win the division.
Right. I'm not going to be on Thursday.
I think they. I think they will beat us the second time. So it's a possibility Jazz can win out right here. The Jazz can win out. It's a possibility the Jaguars can win out. It's possible.
So the Jazz got the Jets.
I think they beat the Jets.
The Jets, the Texans, and then they got Tennessee again.
I think they win out. I'm going. That's a bold prediction. I think the Jaguars will win out and make the playoffs and win the division, AFC South. I think they win out. I do think they win out.
Tennessee, they have the Texans, the Cowboys, and then the Jags.
Are they losing to the Jags? Oh, they're gonna lose to the Cowboys. I get the Cowboys to win against Tennessee.
Look, these teams that's not in these playoffs could play spoiler to these teams trying to get in.
I'm telling y'all, we gonna do it. We gonna end somebody's hopes. But
he said, I need one more game from T-Law, then I'm getting a jersey. He did say that. He said he got to see one more game from Trevor Lawrence before he's all in. Trevor Lawrence. But some of these teams is going to play spoiler. Going to play spoiler to some of these teams, but I don't trust Tennessee. I don't trust it at all. Tannehill is all broke up. He did go out, but he came back in. Your only offense right now is Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry can be stopped if you know how to play him, because pretty much the elite teams, defenses that played him did it. The Eagles did it, only held him to like 40 or 30 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry can be stopped. Who are you throwing to? Robert Woods? They got the tight end Okungwu. I think I'm saying his name right. Who's not bad, but who is Tannehill throwing it to?
Yep. And the Jets, I think they're in shambles too. Ever since they got beat by the Patriots, they didn't recover. They recovered one game. That was against the Bears. That was it. They recovered just the one game. That was it. I think the Jaguars beat them. I think the Jaguars beat them Thursday night, and I think the Jaguars went out to get to the playoffs to win the AFC South. I think they went out.
The worst mistake was trading AJ Brown. They haven't recovered since. Treylon Burks was supposed to be that guy, the rookie.
They did. That's what happened. They didn't want to pay AJ Brown because he was hurt. They didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to give him the money.
Who's to blame for this Patriots loss? Besides Jacoby Myers, who did that ridiculous lateral, who's to blame for this?
Well, first of all, it's going to fall on Bill Belichick. It's going to fall. It's going to fall on Bill Belichick and whoever called the play, called the plays, whoever called the offensive play. I think the offense was doing great, doing solid until that time, but it's going to go on Bill Belichick. But I don't know. That's a player thing, though. That is a player thing right there. If you have sense, how do Bill Belichick know that he was going to throw that goddamn ball, throw it backwards? Bill Belichick didn't know that, so I don't know how you can. I don't want to end up saying the wrong thing and blaming Bill Belichick for it, because a player should be able to know you can't throw the ball backwards. You can't throw the ball backwards like that. So but the defense did not do its job on that last drive. I like Marcus Jones. I like him, but he got worked on that last drive. Gave up a couple of free plays to give the Raiders a first down, but that was out of bounds though. That Key and Coach touchdown, his toe was clearly out of bounds, but the ref called him a touchdown. But that last defensive drive definitely wasn't good enough. So, like I said, I don't know. That's kind of hard. I'm gonna say I don't want to answer that and have the wrong answer, but Bill Belichick did not. I promise you, he did not know that Jacoby Myers was going to throw that ball, lateral that ball backwards. Promise you, he did not know that.
Yeah, that ending was just crazy. Very crazy. All right, y'all. So we going to go into week 16. The picks and predictions. Again, the Thursday night game was be the Jags and the Jets, which should be a good game. And we already picking the Jags, correct?
Jags for what? Oh yeah, I'm picking the Jags.
Gotta go, with the hot team still. And the Jags is the hot team. So 6-8. They could be 7-8 against the 7-7 Jets. The Jets go 7-8. I'm picking the Jags. We already know we got the Eagles. So Saturday is almost like a Sunday. Majority of the games gonna be going on Saturday. So we got the Eagles and the Cowboys again. We going with the Eagles here to beat the Cowboys. We got the Bills and the Bears. Of course, the Bills is going to win this game. You going Bills? Bills in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going Bills.
Saints and the Browns.
I'm gonna go Browns.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Sean Watson didn't look bad last week. Nick Chubb didn't practice today, but they still got a good running back in Kareem Hunt. The Texans or the Titans?
Titans win, but it's gonna be close.
No, I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I'm going with upset. We gonna play. Houston's gonna play spoiler to Tennessee. I'm going to Houston to beat the Titans because they've been playing for the last 2 games. They've been playing. Houston's been playing them. They played Dallas and they played Kansas City. Who would have thought that Houston would have took Kansas City to overtime? So you know what? I'm gonna go Houston. We got the Chiefs and the Seahawks.
Chiefs. Seahawks is falling off the face of the earth.
All right. Yeah, the Seahawks. I don't know what's going on with them. They haven't been there. So I'm gonna go Chiefs. The Giants in Minnesota.
You know what? I'm gonna take an upset. I think they meet in the playoffs. I think Minnesota beat them the second time in the playoff, but I'm gonna go upset right here. I'm gonna go Giants.
Ooh, the Giants to beat Minnesota. I'm gonna go Minnesota. Bengals and New England.
I'm going Bengals.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals has been they beat Tom Brady. They came back and won that game actually. So and the Patriots offense has been in shambles. Matt Patricia and Joe Judge can't get it together. I don't know what's going on with the offensive court. The offense. Mac Jones is frustrated. You'll hear yelling. You see him yelling. Yeah, I'm going to go Bengals here. We got the Lions and the Panthers.
I'm going Lions, but I think that's a trap game playing against the Panthers. In Carolina, I think that's a trap game, but I'm going Lions in the close game.
I'm going to go Detroit as well. Still roll with the hot team right now. Panthers have been playing great as well since Steve Wilkes has come in. But that game should be interesting. We got the Ravens in Atlanta.
I'm going Ravens, but I'm not comfortable with the pick. I'm just going to go Ravens.
And we got the Commanders in Washington. I mean, the Commanders and the 49ers.
49ers.
And then we got the primetime game at 8:15 is the Raiders. They gave the Raiders primetime in the Pittsburgh.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yeah, New England was winning. Because, I didn't pick the Raiders last week. And I'm afraid to pick the Raiders again this week.
Go ahead. Go ahead, pick them. I dare you to pick them. Go ahead, pick them.
It's crazy. They both 6-8, and they both are still in the hunt. Again, they're gonna need other people to help. They're gonna have to win out, and they're gonna need help. Oh my God! Like it's.
Go ahead and pick them.
If I'm gonna go with the Raiders. And then we got Thanksgiving. Then we got Christmas Day. We got the Packers in Miami.
I'm going with the Miami Dolphins.
Oh God, these battle of the 4 and this poopy bowl, this poopy game, the battle of the 2 4-10 teams. We got Denver and the Rams.
Do I have to pick this game? I'm not picking it. No, I can't do it. I'm not picking this game.
What kind of game?
No, I'm not gonna pick. No, I'm not picking this game. I can't.
The rest might come back. I'm gonna go with Denver. This game is horrible.
I'm not doing it. I'm on Sunday morning drive. You heard me, Gene. I'm not picking this game. I'm not picking this game. I'm refusing to pick in this game. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No, not doing it.
Buccaneers and the Cardinals.
Oh my God.
Right,
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. They struggling though, but they I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks, man. I'm taking it. I gotta take the Bucks on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bucks too. I mean, it's called McCoy, and when Tampa Bay's defense still isn't, I mean, it's not bad. So why do you put these games on Christmas? Why do you put the Rams and Denver on Christmas? You couldn't take one of these other games that's on a Saturday and play them on a Sunday. Like you couldn't put the Lions and the Panthers on a Sunday. Like who wants to watch the Rams and Denver on Christmas Day? While you all happy because you get your gifts, you get to sit down, eat dinner with your family, and you gotta watch Denver and the Rams. That's ridiculous. And you got the Chargers and the Colts Monday night.
I got the Chargers.
Yeah, I got the Chargers too. But if the Chargers lose this game, it's curtains for them. It's wrap. It's over because they 8-6 right now. Again, they still have a shot. Too. All right, that's right. The NBA is on Sunday too. There you go. You don't gotta watch that game. You can watch NBA. You are definitely right. And speaking of the AFC, the NFC South, we all know that division is in shambles and it's up for grabs. But do you still think the Bucks still win that division overall?
Yeah, I'm still staying with my pick. I'm still staying with the Bucks. I'm still staying with my pick.
All right. That was your NFL portion of the show here. Moving on to NBA, some NBA action. The Suns got a new owner. From the big billionaire mortgage lender. He bought the Suns and the Mercury for $4 billion.
Okay,
That's what I said. That's a lot of money.
yep.
So he bought the Sun and the Mercury for I'm not even going to mess up his last name. Ishabia. He's a big mortgage lender. And again, $4 billion for the Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. That's crazy. Like you just have $4 billion just sitting around. I wasn't going to talk about the Mavs, but I mean, if you want to talk about them, we can. Let's talk about the Lakers. Again, it ain't gonna be NBA news if we don't talk about them. AD, we all know he's out for a couple weeks. Steph Curry, he's out as well for the Golden State Warriors. So who's the bigger loss? Is it AD or is it Steph?
It's hard. They both is a bigger loss. I will go with AD. I think AD is a bigger loss for the Lakers. I think AD is a bigger loss because I think the Warriors can somehow they can recover without Steph Curry. If they play 500 ball, I believe the Warriors can stay afloat until Steph Curry gets back. So I believe AD is a bigger loss for the Lakers. AD was balling with the Lakers before he got hurt, and they will stand afloat in the playoff picture. But they still had a terrible record. They still had a losing record. But for them to even make a playoff or make a sniff in a playing game is going to have to depend on AD's health. The Warriors should be good enough to make a play-in without Steph Curry if they're healthy. So I'm going to say AD is the big loss.
No, what I'm gonna have to agree with you because even though Steph is out, Golden State is still capable of still winning games without him. They still got Jordan Poole, you still got Klay Thompson, you still got Andrew Wiggins. DiVincenzo could come off the bench and clearly give you some shooting because you saw him shoot the lights out the Sixers last week. DiVincenzo's capable of finding scoring. So I still think Draymond Green when he comes back when he's in there, I still think why Golden State can win why Curry isn't there. But as far as Anthony Davis, I think he's the bigger loss. Because again, he was balling before he left. Him and LeBron was clicking. Westbrook surprisingly has been playing pretty well, him coming off the bench. But he still has his moments when he puts up bricks and everything else.
Yep.
But let's talk about this game last night. They played the Suns, mind you. No D-Book, no Westbrook, no Anthony Davis, no LeBron James, no Austin Reeves. So pretty much 2 G League teams are playing with Chris Paul. But Patrick Beverley, was it a bad look for Patrick Beverley to be taunting Chris Paul with the too small and they down 40 or how much they was?
That's a terrible look. You're down 40 and you got the right to talk garbage. Down 40. That's a terrible look. down 40, you taunt somebody, and you're doing nothing but fouling, can't play because you're in foul trouble. That is a bad look for the Lakers, and that's a bad look for him. You're not out there doing nothing, but you got the right to taunt when you're down 40 points. It's ridiculous.
And plus, he did the too small at the wrong time. The too small is if you get posted up and somebody taller or bigger than you, and dunk or something. That's when you hit him with the too small. We see Giannis do it all the time. Giannis did it to Ben Simmons. I think John Morant did it to somebody like that. That's the time if you want to use the too small. You are down 20 some odd plus points, sir. Why are you to anybody? If I was Chris Paul, I would have been like, I don't know if y'all remember the movie Major League, and what's the name was like, look at the scoreboard now, Grasshopper. That's what I would have pointed to. I would have been like, did you see what this score is? You got a nerve to be taunting me? I'm too small, but do you see this score right now? Do you see it? You see the score. So they had a bunch of nobodies in the game yesterday. Again, they had a G League team that was playing last night. And I knew the Suns were gonna rip them apart. And they didn't have Devin Booker. Just imagine if they had D Book that night. What was the score? 130 to 104. 130 to 104. So you had Brown Jr. Troy Brown Jr. only gave you 3 points. Thomas Bryant, he's a good up and coming player. He has 16. Pat Bev only had 9 points, but you taunting somebody.
You haven't did nothing all season, but you want to taunt somebody.
Then Schroeder, 30 points. He was the only one I wanted to play last night. Lonnie Walker Jr. had 16 points. Nunn had 17 points. They had to bring Scottie Pippen Jr. to play. He only had 4. And Westbrook didn't play. And Toscano was out. You are taunting somebody with 9 points. 4 for 9, 4 for 8, 0 for 2 from 3. You had 1 rebound and you had 3 assists. Then you had Craig with 17 points. Mikal Bridges had 20. Ayton had 21. Chris Paul had 28. Damon had 15. Suns came to play without Devin Booker.
Yep.
Just imagine if D Book was in there. Y'all, it probably would have been 150 to 104. But it did. That was just ridiculous. But what is going on? Since Koo's in here and we can talk about his Mavs. What's going on with the Mavericks?
Outside of Luka, you got no other playmaker outside of Luka. Well, like I say again, you got Hardaway Jr. We know he can shoot. Spencer Dinwiddie is a scorer. He's not a playmaking guard that can make other guys better. Outside of Luka, they're not so good. Christian Wood, now, last time I seen him, he's on the bench. Yeah, how you like those apples? Going on the start and sitting your ass on the bench. Sitting your ass on the bench. How about that? Christian Wood, sit down on the bench and come off the bench. So at the end of the day, Luka makes the main difference of this team. Again, I thought the defense was better than what they are. I guess it is, but the offense is struggling to score and guys are struggling to make shots. And the Mavericks, most importantly, is inconsistent as hell. If Luka's not playing, they struggle to get the offense going. If Luka is playing, he has to make every play. He has to create every shot for every single body, including himself. And then he gets burnt out too fast. He gets tired a lot too fast. So the Mavericks got to figure out something. I think they need one more legit scorer on that team that can play make and set up guys.
And Jason Kidd and Luka Doncic got kicked out last night. Christian Wood had 15 points. Dinwiddie had 20. Luka had 19 before he left. Bartans, he finally showed up. 6 for 9 from 3. He had 18 points. Kemba Walker, 14 points. But I don't know. The Mavs definitely have been struggling, and it's only really Luka Doncic. Where are you going to find scoring from when Luka's not playing, or if he's having an off night? Who's your shooters? Who's your scorers? And y'all lost to the French fry in Minnesota.
Ah man, Key hate that damn French fry.
Oh,
She
I
don't
can't
like that.
stand Gobert.
You don't like that French fry.
And he didn't even play last night. Y'all lost to McDaniels. Y'all had Reed was in there for him. Nas Reed, D'Lo, Austin Rivers, and Anthony Edwards was y'all starting five. Anthony Edwards, I'm sorry, was y'all starting five. Nas Reed had 27 points. He was 13 and 27. Wow. That's sad. That's bad. Is it possible? Now we all know Joker was in your top five, your top list here, and he had 2 points. I mean, he was number 2 on your list. Jokic matches Wilt with rare stat line of 40, 27, and 10. My question to you is, Donte, is it possible Joker can go back to back to back?
Yes, of course. He's possible till he's no longer possible anymore. You got to give it to him. I know a lot of people, like I say, you got to give it to him. No matter how much people is mad, Joker deserves his credit. The man is a flat out baller. He does everything for the Denver Nuggets. He means a lot for the Denver Nuggets. Yes, his scoring is going to go down because of Jamal Murray is the second guy on that team. So his scoring post going down, but he still leads the team in assists, rebounds. He still will lead the team in that. And the way he gets everybody involved into the game, the way he does, and the way he play makes for everybody, the way he can get the rebound, push the ball up the court, absolutely he can. It's possible he can three-peat. Absolutely. Not saying he's going to win it, but it's absolutely he could do it. It's a good chance he could do it. I got Giannis as the MVP of the league. That's my pick. That's been my pick the whole year. That's going to stay my pick. But it is a realistic possibility. He can definitely do it again. He keep playing the way he playing.
So Jokic had the 10 assists for the 5th triple-double of the season and the 81st overall. He is the 3rd player in NBA history to record at least 40 points, 25 rebounds, and 10 assists in a game. Again, joining Wilt Chamberlain, who did it 4 times, and also Elgin Baylor. So that is a good list to be company of. But other than Jokic, Chamberlain is the only other player to put up a stat line at least 40, 27, and 10, which he also did it 4 times. And the last time he put up those numbers, Wilt Chamberlain did, he had 53 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists for the Sixers in March 18th of 1968. 53 and 32. That's a crazy stat line. Like nobody else was rebounding. Like nobody else is going to attempt to grab some rebounds. 32 rebounds. So
he had 27 the other night against Charlotte. 27 rebounds. 27 rebounds. That is crazy. You'll think that'll be the number one thing on my list, on my coach's list. But I put out Frank Gore Jr. But 27 rebounds. That is crazy. That is unheard of.
I need to know how many of these was offensive and how many of these are defensive. Hold on, let me look.
Cool.
What's going on, Cool? Okay, he had 7 offensive rebounds. 20 of them was defensive rebounds.
So you play 48 minutes of basketball, you have 27 rebounds. 27 rebounds. How many offensive rebounds did Denver give up last night? Give up the other night? How many? I know they had defensive rebounds, but how many rebounds?
They only had 12 rebounds altogether. Okay, so as a team, Denver had.
I said cool, not cool, because of Cool Kane. I said cool. Go ahead.
So out of Denver had 55 rebounds total as a team.
He had 27 of them.
Hornets had 48 rebounds total.
Okay, they had 48.
15 rebounds on the offensive end, 12 to the Hornets, 36 defensive, and 40 rebounds, defensive rebounds for Denver. And again, Joker had 20 of those 40 defensive rebounds.
That's crazy, man. 27 down rebounds. That's crazy. Lord Jesus. Yeah.
And Denver all night had 15 rebounds total as a team. Joker had
27 rebounds.
7 of those 15 offensive rebounds.
Yes. 27 rebounds. Golly.
I just don't know. And 60 points in the paint. I don't understand.
Like I say again, if you go back to last year, a lot of people said Joker didn't deserve it, but I said he deserved it. Like, I wasn't mad. Well, I went for Joel Embiid to win the MVP. Joel Embiid. But I wasn't mad that Joker got the MVP because you can't ignore those. You definitely couldn't ignore those numbers. But I had voted for Joel Embiid to win the MVP, but I wasn't mad if Joker would have won. And don't be shocked. This man if he keep up these numbers, he can be three-peat. I'm not saying he's going to do it. I got Giannis to win the MVP this year, but if he keep this up, hey, he can do it. He can do it. Trust me. He can do it.
Okay, you had Case. He dropped 20. Jamal Murray only had 6. Jokic had 40. Bruce Brown had 16. And Gordon with 19. Burns said he thinks he's being wasted in Denver. All right, so let's go ahead.
They got the team, man. If Denver can stay healthy, they can make some noise, man. If Denver can stay healthy, they can make noise. The problem is Jamal Murray may not be healthy, and you got to get Michael Porter Jr. He has potential, but he doesn't stay healthy. He already missed 2 seasons of NBA basketball in his young career already because of a back injury and a neck injury. He already missed 2 seasons of basketball, so you got to get him back on the floor. I think the Denver Nuggets have potential to make a run in the playoffs. They just got to stay healthy. Jokic just can't be the only one out there, and Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray is out. He can't be the only one out there. He just cannot be. Now, if they can get healthy, I think they can make some noise. Bruce Brown getting better. He's a better shooter now. You got Caldwell Pope who can knock down shots. If they can play, if they can stay healthy, Denver could be a problem. Denver could really be a problem. They can score.
We were supposed to draft MPJ. I'm glad we didn't. Bones
Holland, I forgot. I like that dude. Bones Holland, my guy.
He is a thorn in people's side. Bones is, Lord have mercy.
Bones Holland is my guy.
So let's preview these NBA games for Christmas Day. We got 5 games on Christmas Day. We're going to start with the 12 o'clock game. We got the 76ers, who are on a 5-game winning streak, against the Knicks, who are also playing very well. Who wins this game? Is it the Knicks? Can they shut down the Sixers winning? Or will it be the Knicks? Or will it be the Sixers? I'm sorry.
I'm going with this. I'm going with the Sixers.
Because the Knicks are 17 and 13, and then Sixers are 17 and 12. Brunson's been playing lights out, but I'm gonna go Sixers here. Mm-hmm. We got the Lakers and the Mavs. Mavs have been struggling, and so had the Lakers. But I believe the Lakers will get LeBron and Westbrook back. Who wins this game?
I want to say Dallas wins so bad. I do want to say that, but I guess if LeBron is healthy, I don't believe AD won't be back at this time, huh?
No AD.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Mavs. I will take the Mavs. I think the Lakers still can beat them, even without Anthony Davis, but I'm gonna take the Mavs. I'm gonna just take the safer pick. because everything for the Lakers is gonna rely on AD. AD has to be healthy for them to go places. He has to be healthy. He's the main guy. He's the focal point of this Lakers team.
So it's gonna be LeBron show on Christmas. We got the 1 and 2 team in the East right now. We got the Bucks in the Boston.
I'm going with the Celtics.
Grizzlies and the Warriors. We've seen this matchup
Grizzlies
in the playoffs.
I'm going Grizzlies.
And then again, we got talking about Joker. We got the last game on Sunday. While all your food has been digested and you're playing with whatever you're playing with that you got for Christmas, you get to watch the last game. It will be the Suns in Denver.
I got the Denver Nuggets.
I don't think Eden can go up against Jokic. I definitely don't see that. All right, I think we got time. We may not be able to get down to MLB this time, but definitely can start that next week. But I wanted to do the all score.
Let's do it.
So let's share screen here. Let's fill out. All right. So we have your NBA All-Star scoring here. So we're going to pick the guards in the front court on the West.
All right.
So who picking?
I got okay, I'm gonna pick one and you pick the next one. I got Luka. I'm going Luka.
All right. All right. Let's see here. Oh, 8. Okay.
Okay.
Of course, my computer's being slow. Whatever. I'm not even gonna go down that far of a list.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back up. You know what? This guy has been playing awesome. And he's never been to he's never been an all-star. I'm gonna go SGA. All right. So do we get we get to pick the guards. Now we gotta pick the front court. So all right, so we're going to review the picks. All right, so we got Luka in the front court. We got Luka and SGA as the guard. So now the front court, we get to pick 3.
I'm going LeBron. LeBron's definitely going to be in it. That's no doubt. He's definitely going to be in.
No doubt I'm going to take Joker. And who else deserves this spot?
I'm going Zion Williamson. I'm going Zion. Anthony Davis is hurt. He's hurt. I can't give him the spot. I'm going to go Zion to start.
So here is your West. SGA, Luka, LeBron, Jokic, and Zion Williamson. I mean, that's not a bad squad for the West. That's just your starters. We're not going to get into the whole reserves and everything, but that's a serviceable team for the West.
It's a good team. But I think SGA gonna be a reserve. I think he's gonna come in as a reserve. I think Ja Morant is gonna be the one that's gonna start. I think Ja Morant is gonna be the one to start.
Yeah,
I think SGA is gonna be a reserve. is going to be a reserve, and I think Curry is going to be in it. I think Curry is going to be in it too. Curry is definitely going to be in as another guard as well. So SGA, Curry,
I think by the time
SGA,
February
Curry,
comes,
and John Morant, they all
he
going to
may
be
be
in.
back.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SGA definitely be in. He'll be in it for the first
Yeah,
time, but
he'll
I just
definitely
wanted
be
to
in
put him out
regardless
there.
if he start. Yeah, no, that's good, but he's gonna be in anyway though. I think he's gonna be in. I think he's gonna be a reserve. That's not a bad move. I think he's gonna still be in as a reserve. He deserved to be in as a reserve too. He deserved to be in as a reserve.
All right. So
Well, I
we're
think
going to go
Book is
to the
definitely
East
getting in for the
for
West.
the East. Um, who is it?
Uh Trey Young.
So we doing
Huh?
got
Trey
Trey,
Young. Trey Young.
got Trey, and pick one. Sure. All right. So far for your guards, you got Donovan Mitchell and Trey Young. Now
Okay.
your back three.
Giannis. Definitely. It's easy. This is an easy back three. That's not even really a question. That's a tough little back three right
Got to
there.
put Tatum in there.
Yeah, you got to put Tatum now.
So it's down in Embiid or Kevin Durant.
They both are gonna be in anyway, though. They both are gonna be in anyway,
Right.
so it don't matter who you pick. Whoever you decide to pick, they both gonna be in anyway. I think Kevin Durant's gonna play anyway. He's gonna be in there anyway, whether if he's a starter or a reserve. So you can easily, if you don't pick Embiid, you can. He's definitely gonna be in there. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be in there anyway.
But there is your starting backcourt for that was your East team. We got Donovan Mitchell, Trey Young, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and Kevin Durant. Just off the starters. We don't know how the reserves are going to go, but they just doing the starters for right now.
Yep.
If you were to say who will win the East, who just off this line, off the starting five.
Tatum. I'm going with Tatum. Tatum and Trey Young though. If it's actually playing basketball, I'm going Trey Young and Tatum though.
Right. But we all know the All-Star game, they don't play. They don't play no basketball.
Yeah, they don't play no
Especially when they
defense.
added
So yeah.
the whole points thing. Right. Since they added that whole thing with the Kobe Bryant and the points and everything. So you really don't see much defense on the All-Star game unless you're trying to win those points. But the All-Star weekend is the skills competition. Even though the dunk contest has been poop. I do like the skills competition, do like the dunk contest, 3-point shooting, the skills and all that stuff. So but there's your that's your starting rotation right there. So for the West again, we got Luka Doncic, we got SGA, we got LeBron, Joker, and Zion Williamson. And then we got Trey Young, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, Tatum, and Kevin Durant. So there is your All-Star voting. So the voting you can start now. So I think you can do as many times as you possibly can. So go ahead and get your All-Star voting. Now the fans, it doesn't all the way get the voting. I think it's like 50% of it. And I figure what the other 50% is. I think it's either the coaches or owners or something like that.
Yeah.
That will pick. Oh, they get to pick the reserves.
Yeah.
So again, SGA won't be a starter. This is just I had to put him out there because he's been balling.
Yeah,
but
he's gonna make it. I think he will
all-star.
make it. I think he will be an all-star. I think that's the first year guy that will be an all-star. I think he's gonna be in an all-star game anyway. If he keeps rolling at the pace he's rolling with now, I think he's gonna be a reserve. He's gonna get in as a reserve. He's just right out there because we showing him some respect. But I think he's gonna get in. I think he's gonna get in as a reserve.
Right. He'll get his first. That's crazy how he's never been to the All-Star game. He'll get his first All-Star, but it won't be as a starter. Definitely he'll be as a reserve.
Hey, it just shows you. It
It's gonna be
shows
a
you.
problem.
It shows you how tough the West is. Far as guard play, though, far as guard play, you got too many good guards in the Western Conference.
So who do you think is gonna be? Who do you think gets should be an all-star to get it on the reserve?
All right,
Like, who do you
so
think should be an all-star?
okay, so we're gonna start with them. We're gonna start with them. I think Curry or John Morant will be in the starting lineup. But I'm gonna just say by popularity, they're gonna say if Curry comes back, I think Curry slides in the lineup with Luka. SGA is gonna get in. Uh SGA is gonna get in. John Morant is gonna get in. Devin Booker from the West is gonna get in. He's gonna get in. Need another center. I say Rudy Gobert. He will get in. That's number 4. And from the West, you can argue Paul George will probably make it.
They might get in.
Dame, Dame. That's 5, but I think there's only so many guards you can probably carry. You can put Dame. You can put Dame down. So I will take Dame. For the Eastern Conference, you got Kevin Durant. I mean, so Joel Embiid is getting in. Kyrie is getting in. I think Kyrie Irving is going to get in. If he decides to keep playing the way he's playing, Kyrie Irving is getting in. You got Joel Embiid is in the West. I think Murray gets in. I think Dejounte Murray get in. I think DeMar DeRozan get in. Jimmy Butler, I think he get in. And I think Bam get in the Eastern Conference.
So they said 8 candidates to be considered all-star guards in the West. Desmond Bain, Devin
Possibly.
Booker, Curry, Luka, De'Aaron Fox, averaging 24 points a game. We said SGA, we said Dame, and we said John Morant. The only one we didn't have up there was Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain. So let's see, that was the guards. Guards in the East. We probably didn't nailed it. Jalen Brown.
Oh
DeRozan.
yeah, I did forget him. Yeah, my bad. He's another one.
Garland from Cleveland.
He's another one.
What? James Harden. I didn't see that. Harden, Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell, Javante Murray, and then Trae Young.
I forgot about Jalen Brown. I ain't gonna lie. I did forget about Jalen Brown too.
James Harden was not on my list, and I'm a Sixers fan. Sorry, he wasn't on my list. So 8 stars to be considered in the front court for the West is Anthony Davis, Jeremy Grant, LeBron, Jokic, Lauri Markkanen, who's been playing very, very good with the Jazz, Sabonis, Andrew Wiggins, and Zion. And they did not do the candidates for the front court for the West, for the East. But so the voting is open, y'all. If y'all want to go vote for the NBA, there you have it. The fans voting will serve as a tiebreaker for players in a position group with the same score. So all votes are tallied. Players will be ranked in each conference by position within each of the 3 voting groups: the fan, the players, and the media. So the fans, the media, and the players vote as well. Each score will be calculated by average, his weighted rank from the fans, player votes, and from the media. 2 guards, 3 front court players with the best score in each conference will be named NBA All-Stars. Fan voting again will serve as a tiebreaker. So definitely when that comes, we're gonna make sure 72 will tell y'all what the lineups it will be in the rosters in your reserves. So it definitely should be interesting, and all this goes down in February. So definitely got time to get your votes in. And I do believe we have 15 minutes, so we can definitely go over this MLB breakdown for right now. But we're only starting off with the East right now. So the East, we all know the Phillies went to the World Series, and they was your NLCS representatives. You got the Mets, you got the Braves, you got Florida, and you got Washington. During the offseason, we all know the Phillies picked up Trey Turner. They picked up Tyjon Walker and Matt Statham, another reliever that they needed definitely in their bullpen. The Mets, they got knocked out the first round. I mean, the wild card round. They got knocked out the first round. But they did pick up Verlander because the ground went to the Rangers. They picked up the Chinese star, the Japanese star, Senga. They re-signed Brandon Nimmo, and they got in the bullpen David Robertson from the Phillies. The Braves, they got knocked out in the division round by the Phillies. They lost Darby Swanson. He went to the Cubs. They did pick up Sean Murphy though. A great catcher from Oakland. And then they picked up Hoy Park. Florida just ain't do nothing. I guess they don't want to win games. So they didn't do nothing in the offseason. But Washington, they picked up some relievers. So out of the NL East, Dante, who will be your contenders in the NL East?
You got the Braves, you got the Phillies. I think all three teams made the playoffs last year. I think it's possible again. Otherwise, I'm going to go with the Braves to win the division still. So someone can knock them off. Trey Turner is definitely a big deal for the Phillies. They definitely got better at the pitching staff. But I'm taking the Atlanta Braves to otherwise, man. To someone not show me they can knock them out. Not that I'm not sold on the New York Mets, even though if they got Verlander, they always do what they do and lose the lead at the final stage. So I'm not sold on the New York Mets. They got trounced in the first round again. The New York Mets, if nobody noticed, they was in first place for 175 days. In first place, and they blew the lead to the Atlanta Braves. What makes you think I can trust the New York Mets to win? I don't care if they got Verlander. I'd rather be facing 39-year-old Justin Verlander than a young Jacob deGrom if he's healthy. I'd rather be facing that at this moment. But Verlander's going to still have a great season. He's going to still be fine. He's going to still be good. The only thing about it, you just don't know in playoffs. But I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves until someone find a way to beat them. They got a catching upgrade in Sean Murphy. He is really good with the bat. He has a really good power. He has a good arm. He has a good arm as well. He can throw guys out. Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Alves, all of those guys. The pitching is going to be fine. The pitching is still going to be fine. I'm still taking Atlanta Braves. I'm going with the Phillies in second, with the Trey Turner move, with the Taijuan Walker. That's a pretty solid signing right there. And I'm going to go with the Mets in third. But I still think one of those teams will find a way all of those teams will find a way to still make the playoffs. But I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves to win the NL East until otherwise, so somebody can knock them out.
Yeah. Again, didn't think the Phillies was going to make the wild card because the last wild card spot, because the way they were playing towards the end of the season, didn't think they was going to make it.
Yep.
Honestly thought that the Braves was going to knock us out. Proved me wrong. Went all the way to the World Series, and I knew we had our shot. But after, I forget, was it for Valdez? No, was it Valdez or Farmer? No. No.
Key gonna be thinking about that. They do, y'all do when he got the game 6.
Couldn't do anything. But MLB is 100 days away for all y'all baseball fans. Yep. We are 100 days away from
April 1st, y'all.
Of the MLB series, the MLB games. Matter of fact, they even got the first matchups in here for
spring. We play the White Sox.
February 24th. There's 2 games already scheduled for spring training. We got the Rangers going up against the Royals and the Mariners going up against the Padres. But opening day is April 1st?
Yeah, because we play the White Sox. The White Sox is our first series.
April 1st. The Phillies are playing the Rangers.
Oh, cool. Uh-oh, here we go, cool. There you go. Now, I know our first 3 series.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly when opening day is. Hold on.
I know ours is April 1st. We play the White Sox.
Opening day MLB is okay. It's March 30th. All right.
March 30th. Yep, and we play on April 1st. Yep.
All right. So March 30th. Right. So March 30th, the Phillies will start off with the series against the Rangers.
Y'all play
We
them
got
at
the A's.
Arlington. Y'all play them in Arlington or in Philly?
Do we travel to Arlington? Yes, we do. In the last season, the freaking Rangers swept us. So did the Cubs. But we starting off, so the opening day, so it's going to be the Rangers and the Phillies. We got the Angels and the Athletics, the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, Orioles and Red Sox, Mariners and Gardeners, the rematch of the playoffs. We got the Rays and Tigers, Brewers, Cubs, Twins, Royals, Reds, Pirates, Yankees, Giants, Cardinals, Blue Jays, Braves and the Nationals, Mets and Marlins, Rockies, Padres, and White Sox in Houston.
The 2022 World Series defending champion Astro. Yeah, there you go. That's what you got. So our first three series is the White Sox, Detroit, and Minnesota. That's our first three series.
So MLB again is 100 days away, y'all. 100 days away. But I do got an honorable mention before we get out here, because I know the big three are coming on at 7. If you're on here on the Sports Empire Network, what's going on, old man?
Old man, what's good?
Look, he comes in at towards the end of the show, and so he didn't have to hear us talk about his team like that. So I guess but I do got an honorable mention that I want to show y'all. And I know we don't do too much hockey content on here, but I'm sorry. If somebody hit me like this, I am fighting everybody, and these hands will be rated E because everybody will catch it.
Is it the Flyers?
No, it's not the Flyers. It's not the Flyers.
Oh my goodness.
Because you know we stink. But it's the Golden Knights up against, I believe it's the St. Louis Blues. Just watch this hit. He got flipped.
Damn.
So I'm going to play it. I'm going to show y'all again.
Damn.
You hit me like that, I'm getting up. I am fighting everybody.
Hey, these hands, I'm gonna be waiting on you. I'm gonna be fighting you on that ice skate, and then I'm gonna be waiting on you. I'm be waiting on you outside.
Look at this. Boom. Flip.
Oh, he hit him into the glass too.
No. We are boxing. I want it all. I want all the smoke. I'm dropping these gloves and this stick. We're going center ice. Fight me. There's no way you're flipping me right there. Of course, he gets the boarding penalty, but still, no, we fighting because there's no way you're gonna flip me like that. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is another 7,200 seconds in the book. Donte, next week is number 40. We are almost at 50.
Yes, sir. We almost at the 50. We halfway down.
So we almost halfway through. We halfway through. Yep. Now I might have to go back and
Go ahead.
I was gonna say now I'm gonna have to go back and maybe find some moments of 72. That's gonna be a lot.
Oh yeah, you do. Dude. Man, it's hard to believe we had 40 episodes since the first episode.
Yep. You already have. No, you got those hands. Right.
Yeah, he would have to see me. He would have to see me right there and outside. He would have to see me.
Every time I play the Vegas Golden Knights and Jake, I called and I was like, Jake, what's your team, man? Every time I see him, we fighting. Oh, I forget
yep,
you.
We boxing.
Like that. No,
we boxing. Every time we see each other, we boxing. We fighting. I don't care. We get ejected or put out. We fighting every time.
Automatically, you get in these hands. When was the first episode? Oh,
I had no idea. I gotta go back and look at it too.
It was during a pandemic, and Donte wasn't on with me yet. It was during the pandemic when episode 1 started. I mean, it just when everything got shut down. Mm-hmm. So this started way back. 2020 was the very first episode. It was me and JD, and then after that, I had different co-hosts. Keith was on here a couple of times, and then my guy came in, and he was like, "I got you." We've been here ever since.
I got you. I told Key, I got you.
So
I got you. JD, I'm on JD too though.
It was back in 2020 when the very first episode started of 72. So
See, that's what I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna look for the first episode and look at previous episodes. And I'm gonna flip through it. I'm gonna just flip through it and see it.
Yo, it's I looked at it myself. I didn't have I forgot. I think my hair was blue. It was it was crazy. But again, if you're on the Sports Empire Network, make sure y'all stay on tune to the Big Three podcast. They're coming on in 4 minutes. And again, SeatGeek, save $20 on your first purchase using the promo code SEN. Again, we got the merch, so make sure you support me and Coach Donte. We got the Key in the Building merch, and we also got the 7200 seconds merch. So make sure everything, the links are in the description. Everybody have anything you're gonna say before we roll out of here?
Good show again. Can't wait till next week, the 40th episode, man. I'm ready. We're gonna be 60 episodes away after the 40 episodes. Only 60 more away. We're not that far.
But everybody enjoy your holiday. Have a Merry Christmas with your family, friends. Again, stay safe. It's craziness out here in this world. Again, have a safe and happy holiday, Christmas. We'll be on back. Because I'm sure Donte will be here Christmas Day doing some basketball and stuff. So I mean, just because I won't be up here on Christmas, Donte will be. So make sure you hit him up and subscribe to the channel as well. We're gonna get on out of here, guys. Again, guys, thank you. Love each and every one of y'all. Again, we're gonna be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for the 7200 seconds. If you want to listen to the audio version, make sure y'all leave us a review. Let us know what we're doing, guys. And peace.
I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So